Here are 15 of the best Ask Reddit stories for today. I hope you enjoy and remember to subscribe. It really helps us out. We post new videos every day.
A crazy car crash. It was Saturday night. I was just in college coming back from a party. I admit I had taken 2 or 3 shots this night. It's bad, I know, but I didn't think it would affect me. All my friends got super drunk to the point none of them were able to drive. We lived near each other, so I didn't need to drop them off individually, except for another friend. It was a long way from the party, about a 30 to 40 minute drive. It was super late and dark when we headed out from the party. I wasn't worried since the way back was just a long road and hardly any cars on it until we came into town. I don't remember how it happened, but I remember waking up seeing lights all over. To go into more detail, I'll talk about why I didn't expect anything to happen. There's this empty road me and my friends had to take to a party, typical college party. Surrounded by nothing but trees. You can smell the fresh air and leaves falling like raindrops. Me and my friend would joke around with 2 of my girlfriends coming along telling them we saw trees moving and making up stories about this road. This was on our way back since the 3 of them were drunk. Not long after a joke I made it happen, we weren't far off from our homes. A car came out the woods coming straight into our car. I remember just braking as hard as I can. Everything slowed down. Trees were silent. The car was a feather and everything was so slow. I caught the look of my friend. He was scared. I don't remember much after that. We were all knocked out. I woke up to sirens and ambulances around our crash and the 3 of my friends getting their wounds treated. One of my friends was in critical condition. I was telling myself I was stupid and I shouldn't have driven knowing I had a few drinks. My friend got rushed to the hospital where she sadly passed away. I still live with guilt inside me knowing she died because I decided to have a few shots. I would have seen the car coming out if I wasn't drunk. I would have hit the brakes on time. Shower thoughts. You have to wait your whole life to see if you get murdered or not. Nothing lasts longer than that video someone showing you that you have no interest in. There's no practical difference between 3 urinals and 4. Being a truck driver for a company that transports eggs must be an extremely stressful job. Nothing makes you sweat like remembering you didn't put on deodorant. Took my son out for his first pint today. I got him a Foster's. He didn't like it. I drank it. Then I got him a Budweiser. He didn't like that either. I drank it. It was the same with the Guinness and the cider. By the time we got down to the whiskey, I could hardly walk the fucking stroller. An atheist dies and goes to hell. Long the devil welcomes him and says, "Let me show you around a little bit." They walk through a nice park with green trees and the devil shows him a huge palace. "This is your house now. Here are your keys." The man is happy and thanks the devil. The devil says, "No need to say thank you. Everyone gets a nice place to live in when they come down here." They continue walking through the nice park, flowers everywhere, and the devil shows the atheist a garage full of beautiful cars. "These are your cars now," and hands the man all the car keys. Again, the atheist tries to thank the devil, but he only says everyone down here gets some cool cars. How would you drive around without having cars? They walk on and the area gets even nicer. There are birds chirping, squirrels running around, kittens everywhere. They arrive at a fountain, where the most beautiful woman the atheist has ever seen sits on a bench. She looks at him and they instantly fall in love with each other. The man couldn't be any happier. The devil says everyone gets to have their soulmate down here. We don't want anyone to be lonely. As they walk on, the atheist notices a high fence. He peeks to the other side and is totally shocked. There are people in pools of lava, screaming in pain, while little devils run around and stab them with their tridents. Other devils are skinning people alive, heads are spiked, and many more terrible things are happening. A stench of sulfur is in the air. Terrified, the man stumbles backwards and asks the devil, "What is going on there?" The devil just shrugs and says, "Those are the Christians. I don't know why, but they prefer it that way." A little girl gets a bike for Christmas one year. All excited, she immediately takes the bike out to ride it. A cop passing by says to the little girl, "Did Santa get you that?" "Yes," replies the little girl. "Well, tell him to put a reflector light on it next year," and fines her $5. The little girl looks up at the cop and says, "Nice horse you got there. Did Santa bring you that?" The cop chuckles and replies, "He sure did." "Well," says the little girl, "next year tell Santa that the dick goes under the horse, not on top of it." A teacher asked Johnny, "You, what does a chicken give us?" Johnny replied, "Eggs." "Very good, Johnny." Jessica, "What does a sheep give us?" "Wool." "Very good, Jessica." Robbie, "What does a cow give us?" "Homework." Apparently Robbie has his own seat in the principal's office. The maid asked her boss, the wife, for a raise, and the wife was upset. The wife asked, "Why do you think you deserve a pay increase?" Maid, "There are 3 reasons. The first is that I iron better than you." Wife, "Who said that?" Maid, "Your husband." Wife, "Oh, maid, the second reason is that I am a better cook than you." Wife, "Who said that?" Maid, "Your husband." Wife, "Oh, maid, the third reason is that I am better at sex than you." Wife, "Did my husband say that as well?" Maid, "No, the gardener did." Wife, "So how much do you want?" 5 years old son, after reading Story of a King. Son, "Mom, I also want 3 wives. One will cook, one will sing, one will bathe me." Mom, "And which one will put you to sleep?" Son, "No mom, I will still sleep with you." Mom's eyes filled up with tears. "God bless you, son." Mom, "But who will sleep with your 3 wives?" Son, "Let them sleep with daddy." Daddy's eyes filled up with tears. "God bless you, son." A woman has twin boys and gives them up for adoption. The first goes to a family in Egypt, which names him Amal. The second goes to a family in Spain, which names him Juan. Years later, Juan sends a picture of himself to his birth mother. Excited at receiving the picture, she tells her husband that she wishes she also had a picture of Amal. Her husband responds, "They're twins. If you've seen Juan, you've seen Amal." A blonde girl called Jenny came skipping home after school. "Mommy, today in school, everyone else only counted to 5, but I counted to 10. The mom replies, "That's great, honey." Jenny then asks, "Is it because I'm blonde?" "Yes, sweetie," says the mom. The next day, Jenny comes home skipping and calling out, "Mommy. Today after gym class, everyone was taking a shower and had flat chests. While I had these, Jenny lifts her tank top to reveal a pair of 36Cs. Is it because I'm blonde? Embarrassed, the mom replies, no honey, it's because you're 24. A newly married couple wakes up on their first Christmas morning together. The wife kisses her husband on the cheek and says, Merry Christmas, hun. Don't get up, I have a surprise for you. As your first Christmas present, I'm going to make you your favorite breakfast in bed. Eggs Benedict. Wow, great, says the husband, propping himself up in bed as his wife scampers away to the kitchen. A little time and lots of clanging and cooking later, the wife returns with a beautiful plate of Eggs Benedict, fresh and steaming hot on a plate. The husband smiles from ear to ear as he takes the plate from his wife, but gets a slightly quizzical look on his face when he notices that the plate is one he's never seen before. Instead of their usual dinnerware, this plate is a shiny, silvery metallic one. This is wonderful, darling, the husband says, but what's with the fancy plate? Did you get it special for today? Of course I did, beams the wife, it's Christmas. There's no plate like chrome for the hollandaise. The teacher asked the class to use the word fascinate in a sentence. Molly put up her hand and said, my family went to my granddad's farm and we all saw his pet sheep. It was fascinating. The teacher said, that was good, but I wanted you to use the word fascinate, not fascinating. Sally raised her hand. She said, my family went to see Rock City and I was fascinated. The teacher said, well, that was good, Sally, but I wanted you to use the word fascinate. Little Johnny raised his hand, but the teacher hesitated because she had been burned by little Johnny before. She finally decided there was no way he could damage the word fascinate, so she called on him. Johnny said, my Aunt Carolyn has a sweater with 10 buttons, but her tits are so big she can only fascinate. The teacher sat down and cried. A mathematician walks into a bar. A mathematician walks into a bar and orders a root beer. The bartender brings him one. You idiot, you poured it into a square glass, the mathematician complains. Now I just have beer. I told my friends that I had a date with a beautiful woman. They laughed and said that she's imaginary. Joke's on them. They're imaginary too. I don't have any friends. I finally caught her. I jumped into a cab and asked the driver to follow my wife's car. From a safe distance, I saw her turn into the motel parking lot. I told the cabbie, I'll pay you an extra $100 if you go in there and bring her out. Without hesitating, he jumped out of the car and trotted to the motel. After a few minutes, during which I could hear a lot of commotion, he came back to the car, dragging a woman by the arm. Hey, what gives? I protested. This isn't my wife. I know, she's mine. I'll be right back with yours. My doctor scheduled me for a DNA screening. I was asked for a blood sample, stool sample, urine sample, and semen sample. So I gave them my underpants.